Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. I want to review this crazy dramatic episode because it had a lot of drama from every character. There was love, there was hate, there was acceptance. Oh, it was beautiful. So Noah, she got invited and had a lot of love sex with Daniel, and they got invited to have a dinner at his house. However, he had a little discussion with the father. She assured him that he is not to worry about the relationship. And then later on, things are connecting, people are loving the connection and how she is. They're presenting themselves until she then goes and opens up about Natalie and her friend, and noticing the love connection they have, her and Daniel have, but finding out that it's not open, it's not accepted in that family, nor do the parents understand the love that Natalie and her friend have toward each other. And I love the friend too. We'll talk about her later. So Noah doesn't know, but it caused more drama, which tore her apart. So it was like she put her foot in her mouth in that situation. There was drama, and then later on there was even more drama when paparazzi were outside her door, literally outside the door, and they find another way through a prohibition little underground passage, and they leave. So once they're trying to leave, they have this little bit of a nice conversation before they are outed by another paparazzi. So then Daniel has another thing to show for with his family, proving that his connection with Noah is authentic, as well as important and acceptable and necessary, because Vanessa is out of the picture. But in this episode, not necessarily out of the picture, because Vanessa comes to offer a gift for one of his family members, but finds out this so-called meeting, the family, for her wasn't until later. So she was totally upset about that, which I understand. However, it means that the family does not like her as much as Daniel does not like her either. So they had a little bit of a conversation. She ranted about her issues. He told her a bit of what was going on. But then ultimately, I hope during that little conversation with Daniel and Vanessa that it's over. Her and whatever, Daniel is not going to do anything. But hopefully this Noah and Daniel will preserve much further and fully commit to the paparazzi going after them and their relationship. She did explain to him her previous relationships with people who are not famous, and it was good and bad. So hopefully Daniel understands that there's going to be conflict. There's going to be people looking at you with a microscope underneath the scope. So hopefully he can still find the love that he wants and sees with his parents, with Noah. So I'm hoping he does okay with this next episode, but we will see. We will totally see what's next. Once the mother had to deal with the dinner date, she was all in it, really wanted to express her love with her hubby, Raphael, and the whole embrace of love Daniel and Noah have. However, she does not know the relationship or the connection her daughter has with her friend. So that was a bit of a pulling tug, throwing her away of her not knowing her own daughter, which really tore her apart and separated her from it. So she didn't know how to react. She disregarded the statement that Noah said at the table about Natalie and her friend, but we just gotta see how the relationship's going to be. But Vanessa, she comes alone and offers a bit of a peace with Mateo, since he declared that he was sick and could not do a gig that she set up. So she is marching, not necessarily angrily, to the place to offer some soup. But once he gets there, he is not sick, but fakes it and throws, of course, soup on him. She's very signature with the soup thing. Anyway, once she's done that, she asks for Daniel and her to have a discussion, which they do in their room, and she is lashing out on him. He is telling her how he feels, but ultimately it leads to an ending relationship there. She finally reconciles, understands that this is not for her, let alone for Daniel. So I'm so happy it ended, but this Natalie almost ended it, but reconciled, because she is first had a beautiful relationship with her friend. Her friend was very supportive of her, knowing that the relationship with them is not going to be the way she wants it, but she is accepting of Natalie and her choices and ready to be there when she needs her, which she was once Noah went out and spoke about it. So there's going to be a lot of progress with her mother, Natalie's mom, and seeing how she will cope with it. So let's talk about Mateo and his selfish ways of disowning Vanessa, in a way, disregarding Vanessa, and wanting to pursue his career through Noah. So once he said, "Oh, I'm sick," he blows off Vanessa just to have a dinner with, the family. So she is surprised, as you know, because he doesn't let her know, like, hey, I can't do this gig, when he is devoted and doing gigs. So it kind of surprised me that he will, of course, do whatever he can to get up top, do what he needs to do personally, and disregard those who are trying to help him from this bottom of where he is. He does not need to go all the way to the top. However, that's where he wants to be. But he needs to find out that it doesn't work that way. He needs to do other things, and I hope he finds it before the end of the series. Now this guy. So he's a bit disappointed that Noah comes to dinner, but he still has his ways and impresses them with his signature meal, which is adorable. And then he has this little bit of connection with his wife, and the start of their first love meet cute or what have you. And he then finds out at the table the relationship Natalie has with her friend. He first is surprised, a bit on the pissed off section, to know that he didn't know. So no, any father is disappointed to not know what's going on with their child. So once that happened, he then later in the episode reconciles with his daughter, telling her that throughout everything, I will love you no matter what status you are, which is so great. I love it. This man, I have been rough on him with his disregard in Noah and Daniel's relationship, but he also has some issues with relationships, as well as health issues we see in this episode. So I know my sympathy isn't necessarily there yet, but I hope he finds love. Is that possible? I hope so. And this episode was very dramatic, and I hope you watch the next episode, and I will give another review. Thank you so much. Like and subscribe. Bye.